I feel your pain if you turned on this latest Naruto Shippuden episode expecting to see a coffin, an epic revelation, some dude hopping out, and instead you got filler. I feel your pain. I feel it. I feel it right here. Alright, so this episode of Shippuden, there was quite a bit of problems I felt with this particular episode. Normally, I'm not biased against it, whether it's filler or whether it's canon. I still give it a fair shake, but this episode definitely felt like it had some problems. There were some enjoyable aspects to it. Like, overall, I got a nostalgia rush by seeing the Sound 4 because at the end of the day, they rocked in part 1. And, it was just a cool nostalgia feel to see them again. Returning and whatnot. And I also felt like the ending of the episode, the way it ended, definitely was pretty cool. That, it wasn't just a quick sweep and, one random filler and then we're going to the next. I felt like that was also good. So it'll be like maybe a mini filler arc. And it looks like Drag Me to Hell or some shit. So that was the aspects that I did enjoy of the episode. But on the other side of it, there were quite a few things that I wasn't really a fan of. First of all, the massive amounts of flashbacks to the prior fights. It was like we got 1 or 2 minutes of fight and then flashback to their previous fight. 1 or 2 minutes of fight and then flashback. And normally I don't really harp on it because sometimes it's really nice to see flashbacks, but I felt like it didn't mesh well. I just didn't really want to see that, especially in a filler. I didn't really care to see it. I was like, I want to see this fight. We know what happened with the Sound 4. We've seen these flashbacks multiple times. We've seen these battles. Let's just get on with it. Let's get on with these rematches. So that was one aspect I didn't like about it, and I felt was just done not so good. Second one, animation, just throwing it out there, really wasn't all that. There was a lot of times where it looked very cheesy and, just off model. Just, being honest, the animation wasn't there. Not that animation to me isn't the most important thing, but I gotta, call it as I see it in this particular episode. It really wasn't all there. It was like, third branch party that animated this particular episode. And the final thing is, I felt like it was kind of a little disrespectful to these characters like Shikamaru and Choji to have them going up against these people and even have the the most minuscule of discomfort in these battles because they progressed far beyond what they were when they fought the Sound 4 and, the end of original Naruto. And while the Sound 4 were formidable back then, I mean, Shikamaru and Choji just defeated Asuma, Edo Tensei. So I felt like seeing them even have the most smallest discomfort against these people, it felt like a little bit disrespectful. Like, for characters like Kiba, I guess I didn't really care. Because, first of all, Kiba really wasn't even... it was weird, because Kiba was, like, getting worked on by them. But at the same time, it's like, we really haven't seen Kiba do much in Shippuden anyway, so it didn't really feel like taking away from anything from him. Like, to be honest, the only thing that stands out to me that I remember of Kiba and Shippuden is him, like, being jelly of Naruto and Hinata. Like, that's the only thing really that comes out to me with Kiba, so I wasn't too mad about that. Same thing with Neji. He shouldn't have been, I feel like even the most minor discomfort or having to use substitution, it should have just been a wham, bam, bam thing with them. And granted, they did come back. It was explained that they came back stronger. But nonetheless, I just didn't, like, I felt like it should have been quick work with them and, maybe move on or something like that. Like, it was nice that they extended it, so maybe it'll be a little more difficult and, we'll maybe see, like, some type of Naruto Hell arc or something, the way they were, like, sent, it seems to, like, Hell or something. So, there was a couple of good things, but I feel like a lot of the bad stuff in this particular episode stood out, and I'm hoping next week maybe things will change up a bit, because these were like typical rematches from the past. Next week looks like it's going to be a little more original. Maybe we might run into some other different people, some original characters. I don't know what's going to happen next week, but I'm hoping next week definitely outdoes this week, because while it was nostalgic to see the Sound 4, while it was cool to get some rematches, it overall just felt a little dysfunctional, this episode. My rating for it, I give it still maybe a 2 out of 5 because, like I said, nostalgia, seeing the Sound 4, it was kind of cool to see some rematches, so I'll give it a 2 out of 5. But overall, I'm hoping next week just does better. That's just my opinion on it. Maybe it's just that I'm eating from the sour, I'm eating the sour grapes right now because I want that big revelation, but the episode did have its problems, so, I gotta call it as I see it with this episode. Let me know what you think, though. What did you think overall about these rematches with the Sound 4? I know you, at the very least, got a nostalgia rush out of it. I know at least it was like, oh, shit, Sound 4. At the very least, you can get that out of this episode, and sometimes, even the most minuscule thing can make the episode for you, so let me know what you think overall of the episode, and that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for hopefully we get some more epicness next week. Better stuff than what we got this week with the Sound Sound 4 and see maybe they'll do some sort of, I'm imagining maybe a combination, all 4 of them combine into one fighter in hell or some crazy shit. And I wouldn't even mind exploring, seeing what Naruto's hell is like. So yeah, I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.